establishing rights, the right to a job. No, it's not in the Constitution right now. I'm saying it should be. President Roosevelt proposed amending the Constitution to say that you have a right to a job that pays well. And if you can't find one, the government will provide one for you. You have a right to health care. And if you can't get it, the government will provide it for you. You have the right to housing. And if you can't afford it, you can't get it, the government will provide it for you. You have a right to food, and you have a right to an education. And and I realize I'm talking to an American audience here, and people are going, what the hell is he talking about? That's not in the Constitution. Where'd that come? What? Right to a job? A right to a house? Really? Well, not necessarily a house, but at least a place to live. Every developed country in the world, except the United States, recognizes these rights for their citizens. Every developed country in the world. Now, the EU is aggressively, and the International Monetary Fund are aggressively trying to strip countries of those rights. For example, they said to Greece, your national health care program, if somebody loses their job, which is about half of Greece now, or it's a quarter total, but it's half the young people. If somebody loses their job, 1 year later, they lose their health insurance, period. No free health clinics, nothing. Why? Because the rules are being written by the banksters. And the banksters are the rich guys, and they're doing it for the rich guys. But this is not, this sounds to Americans, this sounds like radical stuff, only because the real radicals, the right-wingers, the billionaires, and these guys who are running around, they have so succeeded in convincing us, oh, I'm successful, I made it on my own, right? I mean, if I was a right-wing talk show host, I would be talking like that, right? I made it on my own. I make a good living. I made it on my own. I built this show. Well, yeah, I did, but, I'll also tell you that there's no doubt in my mind that if I had not been born white, if I had not been born male, if I had not been born in the United States, if my father had not had a good union job by the time I was 6 years old, that in all probability, it's possible I'd be here, but I'd be the outlier. I'd be the case that proves the case that proves the point, the exception that proves the point, excuse me. That I'm here because I stood on the shoulders of others. I'm here because I exploited the privilege that I was born with, as well as any natural talent I may have. Yeah, there's a lot of white people out there who can't make good talk show hosts or authors. I get that. I have some skills. But there's a lot of people with skills like that. And if they have dark skin, or if they talk in a way that doesn't sound like me, or that doesn't sound like, Midwestern English, or if they had the misfortune of being born in Bangladesh, they're never going to have the kind of success that I've had in my life. And I think that's the difference between progressives and conservatives, is that progressives will acknowledge that it takes a society to have a society. I have been on unemployment. Wasn't very long. It was maybe 3 months. I was 20 years old. But I lost a job, and I was living on my own. And actually, I was living with Louise, as I recall. We were not yet married. And we needed, a little bridge to get us through. It was somewhat embarrassing showing up at the unemployment office and standing in line every week. And it would have been horrible if I'd had to pee in a cup. I mean, what, like I'm a criminal? And when I was a little kid, when my dad was selling Rexairs and World Book encyclopedias door to door, every Saturday we'd go down to the government surplus food shop, and we'd pick up a 5-pound brick of American cheese and and a 20-pound bag of dried macaroni and all that kind of stuff. On the weekends, we'd visit the Salvation Armies to get our clothes, as well as the books that my dad was collecting. And then he got a good job. He got a good union job when I was 6 years old. Everything got better. I was still, my dad and mom raised 4 boys in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. Looking back on it, I'm like, whoa, I wouldn't want to do that right now, but they did a wonderful job. But it's not, I can't say, I did this. You know, this was the slogan that the Republicans tried to roll out for Mitt Romney. Remember that? Mitt Romney was trying to pitch himself as a self-made man. His father only gave him $1 million when he went off to college. Or was it 100,000? It was $1 million, yeah. His father gave him $1 million when he went off to college, and he was living very frugally, right? I mean, he's only got 7 houses, I think. One of them that has, a 4-car garage elevator? So anyhow, he was trying to pitch himself as, hey, I'm the everyman. I lifted myself by, and they had this slogan, we made this. Right? In response to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama saying, no, we all made this. And we all did. We're all in this together. And here in the United States, we have had this right-wing theology of individualism shoved down our throats for so long, and it is killing us. It's causing suicides, it's causing homicides, it's destroying our economy, our businesses are going offshore, our jobs are going offshore. This right-wing ideology is killing the United States as we know it. And it's time for us to start talking back to it.